y'all. Now we're going to move on to book 5, which was The Paper Girl of Paris. So, my mom bought me this for Christmas because we had gone to Paris a couple months before. We went to Paris in September. And it was just such a great experience, and there was so much not twists and turns. There were so many ancient things that we discovered, and all this history that we uncovered, and it was just overall a great experience, and I really want to go again one day. So anyway, I read The Paper Girl of Paris by Jordyn Taylor. I did not drop the book. Anyway, so I'm going to read you my review, my book journal, and I am going to read you the back. This book has a back. So I started this book on the 31st of December, and I finished it on the 2nd of January. Its author was Jordyn Taylor. Publisher was Harper Teen, and it was published in 2020. It was it went back and forth from historical fiction to realistic fiction. And the two main characters are Alice Pruitt and Adeline. I love this book. There was so much development and growth in both Alice and Adeline. And when it became a little Paris romance, I actually, died. The writing of this book was so good that I felt like I was in the 1940s with Adeline, and in Paris in the 2000s, and actually in Paris right now with Alice. Overall, it was a great book, and I would totally read it again. So this book was about a girl, and she was trying to discover her family's heritage after her grandmother died. Her grandmother died, and she was a little girl, and when her grandmother was Alice's age, she was a little girl in Paris. Her grandmother's name was Chloe, but she had a sister that Alice didn't know about. Her name was Adeline. Or Adeline, however you want to say it. And she goes on and she tries to discover who this Adeline is. It's really good. And it's just a super intense and sweet story, and I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to read you the back. Now, when 16-year-old Alice inherits an apartment in Paris that has been locked for over 70 years, she's determined to discover why its existence was hidden from her family for so long. However, the more time she spends digging through the mysteries of the past, the more she realizes there are secrets in the present, and that her family is still refusing to talk about it. Then, ever since the Nazis invaded France, Adeline has been determined to do something. When she meets Luke, the dashing and enigmatic leader of the resistance group, Adeline feels she finally has a chance to fight back, even if it means risking her safety, her reputation, and her relationship with the people she loves most. Although separated by generations, Alice and Adeline's fates are intertwined in both ways. Both heartbreaking and hopeful. Jordyn Taylor masterfully weaves together both girl stories in a thrilling combination of high-stakes, tantalizing mystery, and the romance in the City of Lights. I was so in love with this book when I read it. I really couldn't put it down. I actually couldn't put it down. It was just so good. And I've been seeing it for quite some time around, and I was wondering what it was about when my mom gave it to me. And I absolutely love the cover. I would just read a cover like this. I would read a book and not know anything about it if it had a cover like this. And that's kind of like judging a book by its cover, but it's a pretty cover. So, might be a pretty book inside, might not though. I've read plenty of books that had pretty covers and are not very good on the inside. So, that was book 5, The Paper Girl of Paris.